Last month you had a lot going on in some of the more private areas of your chart. You spent the whole month with Jupiter in your second house, hopefully adding to your income rather than giving us the itch to make it rain. Another big player that month and this month too, as you'll soon see, was Mars, who had you irritated with your siblings or perhaps even your neighbors. Now, this month wasn't just for the masked planets. Venus also really wanted you to beautify your home and create deeper bonds with your parental figures or ancestors right before dipping into your fifth and making you feel as sexy as you could ever feel. In a short overview, this month Venus is still supporting your creative and sexy endeavors for about a week, Mercury has you communicating more with your committed partners, and Jupiter slows down the pace of your earnings a bit. Now the star child of the month is really Mars, who has you still mildly aggravated before starting his almost 6-month-long stay, including a retrograde, in your 4th house. But don't you worry, we'll figure it out together. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is that Venus will be in your 5th and 6th house this month. That 5 hours transit hits your ascendant too, so think of her as lending you her rose-colored glasses. Hard eyes everywhere, creativity on 10, sex appeal on fire, getting the guts to approach your love interest and all. Then she moves on to your 6th house, where she'll be playing with a transiting Sun and opposing Saturn in your 12th house. The three of them doing a good old cowboy standoff might have you consider how much you're appreciated at work for all the effort you put in to keep your routine afloat. If those feelings of being unappreciated aggravate, there's a chance it could impact your physical and mental health. So don't be afraid to voice your feelings if they're bothering you. The bad. It's really not bad, but more so uncomfortable. This is, of course, the Jupiter retrograde in your 2nd house of income, potentially limiting how much you can invest and spend. Another transit you might want to keep in mind is Mercury in your 6th house trine to Mars in your 3rd. This is important because they will rule Mars when he arrives to your 4th house. But why would this be uncomfortable? Well, Mars transiting your houses of communication, siblings, travel, home, and parents is not the cutest of the placements. This can mean arguments between you and close friends, neighbors, siblings, and parental figures will be peeking through the door. This is a time for you to utilize that nitpicky mercurial energy to sort through the mess, keep the good and leave the bad, not the only way around. It's totally okay to feel your anger if there are arguments ahead, but this is not a time to lash out. Take a breath, process the info, and talk it out when you feel calm. The ugly. Okay, so now we get into the lunations for the month, and well, this is not a cute one, Pisces. Remember that cowboy standoff between Saturn versus Venus and the Sun? Well, the full moon will also be there on the 11th of August. Why is this the ugly? Well, full moons are not the comfiest transits. They bring the theme of illumination into the axis of the houses they transit. Since, for you, this is your routine/isolation, or conversely, physical/mental health axis, then it's easy to see how those aren't necessarily topics we want illuminated or highlighted. This could be a time when something is revealed that will have you reconsider your work life, but it doesn't have to be ugly. By this, I mean it can be an offhanded remark that makes you go ha. Still, there's always the chance that this is something a little more serious, in which case take your time to process it, okay? About the new moon of August 27th. She'll take place in your 7th house. As the new moon is the phase of the moon in which she regains her strength, she, in a way, points to the themes following the month. In the position she'll be in, Mars will be dominating her and the Sun. Again, this is not the comfiest of things because Mars is by nature pushy and hot-heated. At this time, those 4th house issues of irritability with people living in your home, including parents and partners, really stand out. Because Mars will be in your 4th house from now until next year, this new moon can be taken as an opportunity to see how to get a handle on whoever or whatever Mars is representing in your life at the moment. Who pulled the trigger? Was it you, or was it the other person? Was your reaction to the event appropriate? Is there a better way to handle these types of situations in the future? How can you communicate your frustration without overwhelming yourself and the other person? Those are some questions you might want to consider through this. You got this, Pisces. Use those super healing powers of Jupiter to rest your soul when you need to. I believe in you.